Welcome back to Paulo Alto, where the Stanford Cardinal today will host the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, coming off of our first win on the season, which also just happened to be an upset over formerly ranked SMU. That game mostly was taken over from Tiger Bachmeier, had his best performance, but also Irvin at running back had a great game, and Ashton Daniels really helped solidifying himself as taking back over QB1. As for our opponent, they opened up their season with 2 straight wins, winning 2 of 3 before their first bye. In the following stretch, they would go 500 with a win over Louisiana and UConn. However, they dropped a game to Clemson and NC State. And in today's game, we'll have a battle of brothers. The quarterback for Wake Forest, Hank Bachmeier, brother of our Tiger, has had 19 touchdowns this year, 7 interceptions, pretty solid completion percentage. They don't, however, run the ball all too well, only 3.8 yards a carry for Claiborne. Bachmeier occasionally will scramble. Donovan Green, wearing 11, will be the receiver we will have to keep an eye out on today. 8 touchdowns for him already this year. And as for rush, Rasheem Davis, their left end, already picking up 5 sacks, so they've got a few guys to keep an eye out on. But for Coach Barrington, this is a big game, first opportunity at a win streak, and with us just underneath Wake Forest in the conference standings, we could really help ourselves out by starting to put together some wins. So with that, let's get this one underway. The kick is off, and they are going to return it down the middle and shaking a tackle starting at the 30. Defense coming off a really good game last week. Need to see that continue. We got some pass rush, we got some good tackles, and we didn't let them destroy us in any certain category. But with that being said, the rushing game wasn't as good as we were hoping we would have. Need to make sure that we have that today as they go with a jet sweep, trying to get it to the outside. They'll pick up a few, but that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They go 2 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Bachmeier hands this one off, and stuffed in the backfield, Abar and Galvin will force the punt. And with that, time to see what the other Bachmeier can do. Didn't see anything from Hank. Tiger over on the right-hand side here. Again, coming off a really good game last week. Daniels having to toss this one away. Already seeing the effects of their star left end. He got back there, forcing that throw away. Tiger in motion here as Daniels, with a little bit of some play action, looks to swing it out to Bachmeier, but through his hands with the hit. Well, both sides going through a pretty quick 1-2 downs. 3rd and 10 here for the Stanford Cardinal. As it's a spread look, they bring a blitz, and it's a sack. Showing up is Davis. After the short punt, starting inside the 40, are the Demon Deacons as they go back to the running game. That's where they've stuck with pretty much every down so far. Harvey, their running back, picks up 3. They go back to him, and Tafiti and Abar meet him immediately. With a 3rd and 13 then, they get a bunch to the left-hand side looking to air it out. Bachmeier finds his receiver, number 2. That is the senior in Morin. Gets him down inside the 15 with a fresh set of downs. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Bachmeier, play action, and it's a touchdown for now, but a flag came out immediately. Just as the tight end was downfield, so was the offensive lineman. Cardinal bailed out there, 1st and 15 instead. As they send their receiver in motion, they get him on the jet sweep to the outside, and he shakes one, but not going to get by the next 2. It was Green, their leading receiver on the year. 2nd and 10 following the no gain. Bachmeier hands this one off. Carvey with a lane and stopped down around the 2. And actually, correction, misread the roster. It is Carney, not Carvey. Close, but not the same. As he takes the handoff, he slips the tackle and tacks on the touchdown. The Demon Deacons take the first points of the game, make it 7-0. With that, we need our offense to answer, and the best way to do that would be to actually gain yards this time. We start at the 25. Irvin takes the handoff takes it to the left-hand side and will get 3. Pretty simple play, but it's better than our entire first drive. 2nd and 7. Looking for Tiger Bachmeier with a couple lead blockers out there, though Roush entirely missed his block. Bachmeier picks up the first. It would be fun to see what the battle of these two can do today. 1st and 10. From pistol, going back to Irvin, who finds a little lane but closes quickly. Russ Market, a gain of 4, leaving 2nd and 6. Strong pistol look here, Tiger in motion on that right-hand side. As they will flip this one out to Roush, who gets by the safety. He's heading down the sidelines as fast as the big boy could rumble. Pushed out just inside the 30. Of course, the big talk in terms of recruiting of late has been the struggle for a tight end U like Stanford to bring in their top tight end target. They just haven't been able to utilize tight ends as well as they have in the past. But with that being said, Unger gets the catch there. He picks up 2. He plays a little bit of fullback here for him as they hand it off to him, and I don't think they meant to. At least it didn't look like it the way that Unger ran the wrong way. For the final play here of the first quarter, 3rd and 9. They look for a blitz off the right-hand side. Daniels Rose, he finds Irvin, who will get down inside the 10, around the 6, and out of bounds. That is where the first quarter comes to an end. Into the second quarter is where we start at the 6. 1st and goal. Got a little RPO dialed up here. They swing it out to Farrell, read very well by the corners. 2nd and goal then, following what is a loss of about 1 to 2 yards. Ace formation across the middle, and Ayomanner with the sliding grab levels this game up 7-7. The second play of the second quarter. First touchdown on the day for the Cards. Following a bonehead decision from the returner of Wake Forest, you got their offense starting inside the 10. Carney will take the handoff here, but stopped immediately. Tobin Phillips. We've seen the DTs last couple games start to pick up their game. Franklin has had a couple sacks. Galvin picking up a sack here, pushing them down to their own 2. Would be a fantastic opportunity here for the Cardinal defense to try to grab a lead with a safety. They send Ramos, but instead, Carney, he finds a lane. He might have a whole lot more here than just getting out the end zone. It's a foot race as Galvin dives and misses. A 98-yard touchdown rush goes Carney. Stanford yet again so close to a big play. They give it up. And that's exactly why every down counts. 1st and 10 for the Cardinal offense. We start at the 25, yet again chasing. Farrell, he takes a jet sweep. Good block from Irvin. Now we've got the sideline. A little juke back in and tack on an extra 1 or 2. The big play element might have been missing through the first couple games, but Stanford offense, they might have found their way here. As now they go Ayomanner on the screen. He bounces this one to the outside and will pick up about a gain of 7. A little bit of variety from the offense really has started to open things up. They've kind of taken in the college style, a lot more screens. Irvin tried to truck through number 5, didn't work. They end up marking that no gain, leaving 3rd and 3. Bachmeier in motion, he gets a good hit in on their edge, but no other blocking opens up at the 43. Coach Barrington will keep the offense out there. 4th and 5, they need at least the 5. As they look for a slant, Ali gets clocked at the catch point. It's a turnover on downs. The aggressive play of Coach Barrington has worked for him in past games. Helped him last week and against Notre Dame to keep things close. Not helping there as the jet sweep turned up for a gain of 6. I'd expect to see a slight change here from the play calling as most of the plays kept underneath. Galvin back again in the backfield. And that very well might be the path to success for this defense, keeping things tight as they do throw it to their tight end. This time we clock them with Edwards, and it will be a quick punt. With just over 3 minutes left in this one, offense back out on the field, still trailing by 7. We start with a rush to Irvin. Good blocks, tries to get by the safety. Help comes from behind. We'll keep it to just a gain of 9, leaving 2nd and 1. They hand this one off again to Unger, and he will just about squeak out the first. You can definitely tell he's not used to playing that fullback role. Still a little bit of some hesitation on those, but he got the job done. Back to Irvin inside 2 minutes. We get the handoff with a gain of 7. Expect to see maybe a few more pop plays here with time running out. A little bit of some play action. Tight end screen lofted beautifully to Roush, though he gets slowed down by the blocking. Make it a 3rd and 1. A few years ago, you would say this would be a gimme for the Cardinals. Not quite the same team as back then, but Irvin does outrun the blocking, but it works out. He gets the first down. With a 1st and 10 then at the 43. They flip it. It's going to Bachmeier. Great pursuit from the weak side. It's a loss of 4. Coach Barrington getting a little too fancy there perhaps, as we're about a minute left in this one. Ashton Daniels, he looks to run, gets a good block from the receiver, I believe was Bachmeier, sliding down with the first down at the 45, finally into plus territory. They're taking their time this drive. 2 to the left, 2 tight ends to the right. They'll continue trying to pass this one. Rolling. He's got a receiver coming from the backside, but way too underthrown. Gordon had all the space he really needed. So 2nd and 10 then. Ace formation. Daniels dropping back. He's got Bachmeier, but not enough time to throw. Once again, their star edge rusher showing up big. Makes it 3rd and 18 as it pushes us back behind the midfield line. A little bit more play action. Rolling across. He's got a leak, but it's behind him. It gets picked off. And until we could get someone to get the stop eventually inside the 40, it might be more points here for the Demon Deacons. That's been a common occurrence, unfortunately, for the passing game this year. Turnovers being one of them, but throws not quite leading their target. As it's a nice throw finally for Hank Bachmeier. Picks up the first down. We'll see if they start to try to open things up here. 20 seconds left. They called their first timeout. They've got 2 more remaining. Bunch to the right-hand side as Tafiti clean around the edge. Gets the sack. 2nd timeout for the Deacons. Tafiti last few weeks, he's put on a performance. We're going to need the rest of the guys to show up here, limit some points, as it's a beautiful throw again from Hank. Well timed. It finds Green, but they're down with about 10 some odd seconds, and this time Morin gets the touchdown. Hank Bachmeier handed it off for most of that first half. Put on a show under a minute left. Deacons take a 2-score lead at half. Definitely was not what the team was looking for in that first half, but we do start off with the ball. We're getting through halftime quickly because honestly, 4th wall break, game kind of stuck. I don't know, a little bit of a bug, but 1st and 10. Need to make sure we pick things up this half. As we roll, maybe get a block here from the tight end. We will. Shield Taylor helps us out a little bit. We'll end up making it 2nd and inches as we again go with a little bit of some RPO. We do not get the block from Farrell. Instead, it's about loss of a half a yard. Try to get that to Tiger Bachmeier. Instead, 3rd and 1. Pistol ace set. Looks like it's going to be a handoff. Irvin to the left-hand side, and not much extra but the first. The Deacon front 7 has been really solid today, and you need to try to open that up in the second half. As we go 2 to the left-hand side, RPO, hand this one off. Irvin cuts back to the left. A little bit of that RPO might spread things out a little bit. Wayman injured for the Deacon on the play. Hopefully he ends up being all right, but for now, he will head to the sideline. 2nd and 2. Farrell in motion for the Cards as he takes a jet sweep. Irvin with a nice block. Will be at least the first down. Not much extra yet again. Stanford just doing enough right now. That's kind of been the problem. As they look for Tiger down the field, overthrown by Daniels. Simple plays like curls, we've got to make sure we hit. 2 tight ends to the right plus Bachmeier. A little bit of some play action to Irvin. As they dump this one off for Shield Taylor, he'll pick up a solid gain, leaving 3. Cardinal not quite yet into field goal range, so need to make sure they pick up a first down here, though touchdowns definitely taking the priority. As they throw across the middle, it gets picked again. Just poor decision making has really been the struggle for this offense. After last week's great performance from Daniels, the opposite so far. It's really going to put a lot of strain on the defense as they're going to be continually forced to make plays. Starting at midfield, a delayed handoff to say the least. Carney loses 4. Well, that honestly resembled the slow mesh the Cardinals tried to install last year. Handing back off to Feedy, slipped. Diving miss by Sinclair, upended by Wright. And that'll leave yet another 3rd and 3. Seen quite a few of those in this game. Instant pass rush and jarred free again. They tried the tight end. Edwards with his second 3rd down pass breakup. It's time the Cards offense starts to kind of match what the defense has done. Really, the only bad defense we've seen has been from poor offense. As it's a halfback screen. Irvin got out there before the blocking did. Following the no gain. 2nd and 10. They flip the formation, though Aoman are in motion here. They will swing it out to him on the right-hand side. Good block there from Farrell. Bumps into him, slows him down a little bit, but that's still going to be a 1st down and apparent hurry up here as well for the Cardinal offense. We saw them run into a little hurry up the last couple weeks. Hasn't always been super clean for them, but they run the same play this time. Tiger Bachmeier, he picks up yet another 1st. Perhaps just a little bit of some change of tempo might get the offense moving here, but really it's just the turnovers they've got to limit. As Daniels rolls, he's got Rubin wide open, and he still is struggling to catch the ball. Or actually, check that. After a very quick review, it's immediately overturned, so I take it back, Rubin. Great catch as we're down to the 26. Gonna roll to the right-hand side. Daniels looking to find the 1st down, and he will just do so. Not much extra, but again, that's been the way so far. 2 spread to the left-hand side inside the red zone. Tiger Bachmeier in motion, as once again they get it out to him. Good blocking from the receivers. A little spin move, and he slips the tackle. Touchdown, Tiger Bachmeier. That's at least a touchdown for both Bachmeiers in this one. Pulling us back 21-14. Still need another stop here from the defense. Fortunately, even if we get that stop, we're going to need a 2-point try because the punter missed the extra point. Great stop again to Feedy. Though credit to Bachmeier, he did shake the cameraman on that one. Thought they handed that one off to Carney. Instead, 2nd and 13, they looked to pass across the middle. The linebackers were there, but somehow Carney slipped them both. Expect a little bit more from that pair. There should be pretty good in coverage. Just quite haven't seen it day in, game out, as Morin gets the catch and a 1st down. Hank Bachmeier doing a great job in this one, just taking the simple plays. 1st and 10. They get a little pressure, but swinging out Carney. He's not a very fast guy, but he makes some plays in space. Another 1st down for the Demon Deacons as they get into plus territory here. At the 48, hand it back off Carney with a little lane and keeps it moving. Almost another 1st down, though the ref marks him a little shy. But that 2nd and inches will bring us to the 4th quarter. We need some big plays here from our defense. Get us back into this game, and then the offense follows suit. As Bachmeier throws, he finds Morin yet again. Just a few weeks removed from Manley being the defensive player of the week here for the ACC. He's been the one giving up a lot of catches, though to Feedy, he's made majority good plays. He gets shucked off in the backfield. Ramos and Galvin help clean it up. It still goes as a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. 2 to the left-hand side, 1 to the right. They go back to Carney, and he will pick up a decent little chunk there. Will make things a little bit more manageable for 3rd. 3rd and 8, they are in field goal range. Hard count from Bachmeier, no one jumps. As they go with some play action, trying to find somewhere to go, but it's Franklin getting the sack. DT shows up, pushing this one back. A 55-yard field goal for Wake Forest, trying to make this thing a 2-score game. It's got the power, and the accuracy sends it just inside the right upright. Dennis field goal is good. That means we're going to need a very efficient drive here from the offense. 5:39 left, down 2 scores. It's the Maryland I, Irvin, picking up 3. Not much space opens up, and it is hurry-up offense here for Ashton Daniels. Right back to it. Defense looks like they change up their look a little bit. Handing it back off Irvin, who tries to stretch it to the outside, just for a short gain of 1. 3rd and 6. Under center, 2 receivers on the right-hand side, though they are going to send Farrell in motion here. A little bit of some play action, immediate pass rush, and a sack. At this point of the game, you've got to go for it. 4th and 14 then. Empty set, trips to the right-hand side. Daniels, a little bit of a hard count. He's looking and underthrowing for Farrell. It's a turnover on downs, and unless the defense can make some miraculous plays here, they're running out of steam late. Haven't been able to do much this second half. About 4 minutes left in this one. It's handoff to Carney, who's going to find a solid gain, 7 yards. Cardinal defense is doing well of taking up the blocks early on in these plays. They're just not shedding those and getting the tackle. Trying to set up a fake on the jet sweep. It's Carney getting chopped out, 3rd and inches. Despite the lineup here, Cardinal coming out with a more heavy look to try to match the inches needed. Bachmeier, he takes a snap looking to pass, and he finds a touchdown to Green. That one most likely has put this one a little too far gone. If the Cards are to make anything happen, well, they're going to need several touchdowns in a span of 3 minutes. They will snap it here in a spread look, taking a shot downfield for Manor, and a perfectly thrown ball. Where's that been all day for Ashton Daniels? Perhaps they just needed to be forced into it, but they finally find their big pop play downfield. Continuing with that same look, though, another great rush. Daniels just gets it away. We talked at the beginning about how Rasheem Davis was their highlight on defense, and that has been the case throughout this one. 2 receivers spread here, as they will find Farrell this time, a little bit underthrown and can't stay in bounds. He did manage to slip the tackle, just couldn't keep the footwork. 1st and goal just inside the 10. Keeping with that same spread look and throwing out of the sack yet again, maybe intended to find the running back. Instead, it found some blades of grass. 2nd and goal, same spot. With a spread look, they're looking for Bachmeier on the outside, and he will gain a few on the receiver screen, but clearly not quite getting the space they were looking for. 3rd and goal. Imagine this 4-down territory here as they toss this one up for Manor, who gets the touchdown grab. Flag is down. Is it on the defense? Indeed it is. So decline that. It's a touchdown for Manor. That leaves the Cards down by 11. 2:06 left in this game. They're going to need a stop on defense, as it's a jet sweep to get him going. Morin looking for a cutback lane, and he finds it, somehow picking up a gain of 9. That'll take us inside the 2-minute warning with a 2nd and 1. It's Carney, 1st down. We know that primarily they're going to be handing the ball off, so expect Cardinal to just send some heat. They need a quick stop. They need the ball back, a touchdown, a onside, and another touchdown. With 1:17, they called their first timeout. They do get a loss of 1 on 1st down. Bachmeier spreading wide, though, making a change. They go with a run to the outside, and Galvin meets him. Plus Manley gets involved. 2nd timeout called. With the 3rd and 11, got to be prepared for them to pop up with a pass. They come out with 2 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Hank Bachmeier will go ahead and just hand this one off, and Bernadelle with a good tackle will end up forcing the punt. And with just a minute left in this game, with no timeouts left, the offense better show up in a massive way, as it's a play towards the sideline and lands clear in the sideline. Once again, Daniels trying to find Manor, had the touchdown and the big play last drive to get them set up for that eventual touchdown. Back down the field is Manor, who shucks off the safety. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5, diving, spinning in. Another touchdown late here for Manor, giving his team a chance in this game. But really, it comes down to a couple plays still needed. 2-point try being attempted here. A lot of checks happening across the board as Daniels trying to set up his play. They stop the initial look. Daniels will just scramble, and he finds the 2-point. It is now a field goal to tie, but they still need an onside kick. If they don't get this, well, it makes things a lot easier for the game to go to the Demon Deacon. As Flintoff doesn't even send it the full 10. It got by the first round, but recovered by Alexander. and all they have to do is kneel out the clock. Demon Deacons will get out of here with a win as Hank Bachmeier takes the final kneel of the game. We came back strong in that fourth quarter. Offense found their way. But ultimately, it's our own mistakes throughout the game that yet again bury us. And add another one to the last column. Wake Forest will stay above us in conference. And it's Hank Bachmeier who gets the win of the two brothers. Tiger didn't get that involved. Alik Aomanor showed off his true talent. But unfortunately, it's another loss here for Coach Barrington. But the good news coming off this game is we landed several 4-star recruits. James Bartow, the running back, John Yazzie, the receiver, Terrell Hemphill, the corner, and Rashawn Bynum, the gem right end. And even better, Alik Aomanor is the ACC Offensive Player of the Week. 6 grabs for him, 167 yards, 3 of which were touchdowns. We couldn't have gotten back into this game if it was not for him. But ultimately, I think that game shows that the team has the talent to win these games, no problem. But it's the inconsistent play, some minor things that are just off, just a little bit, and it's throwing the whole game away. Ashton Daniels, 2 picks in this one, and most of those were because the ball placement was just slightly off. Get him placed in front or a little bit lower, a little bit higher, and these are big plays headed our way. We're just not quite there yet. He did turn things on late. Again, big help to Aomanor. We did not get the running game going whatsoever. Anything that we had decent in that was really just giving it to a receiver on a jet sweep. Besides Aomanor, really none of the receivers stuck out. Bachmeier only had 3 catches, 10 yards. He did help us out a little bit in the rushing game. 3 more touches, 24 yards, and a touchdown. But ultimately, the Bachmeier of the game definitely was Hank. He was just solid throughout. 86% completion. We've got to do better at just being able to be a little bit more involved in the passing plays. Because every catch, it's wide open. Now, obviously, to help with that coverage, we've already had verbal commits here from Braverman and Hemphill. We've added a couple more DBs. Cole Gredkowski, he's another 4-star. We're also adding Joel Enunwa. Correct me if I'm incorrect on that one, because I want to make sure I pronounce these correctly. Plus, we've also added 2 free safeties. There is Jesse DiNapoli, again, correct me if I'm wrong, and Tyrese Gregg. We're going to try to bring each of these guys in. None of them have any offers yet, so we're going to be the first to jump in on these guys. And honestly, for 4-star recruits, I'm not really even doing any sort of scouting. They're 4-star. We're saving points this way. So we're going to offer a scholarship here. We're going to go after the corners first. And with doing that, we're not going to have enough points for both of these safeties, at least a full send the house. But we'll give some points to both of them. Send the house again here on Enunwa. Maybe I pronounced that better that time. Still don't know. And then at free safety, we've got 95 points left, true 85 after we give the scholarship. So what we're looking like is probably contact friends and family and a DM. And then technically that would give us enough to give a full send the house for one of these players. And I think, in fact, I'm going to do it for DiNapoli because he is inside the top 100 for national ranking. So we'll do the contact, the friends, and the DM for Greg. And we'll jump back to DiNapoli and switch these out for the send the house. Trying to add as much high-end talent as possible. Be as similar to our current sophomore class, which was, I want to say, a top 25, maybe 30 class at the time. We are quickly flying through this season 1. We have NC State, then a bye week, then 3 final games, as it's pretty clear at a 1-7 record, we are not making any sort of bowl game. So if we could come in here, finish the season strong, get us in a good direction for the future, that would be fantastic. Because most likely with how we've played this year, we're going to drop a prestige heading into next year, which is going to affect recruiting. If we can manage to go close to 500, finishing these out with wins, well, then we would be 5-7, close to 500, slightly better. Maybe we won't drop. But NC State, Louisville, Cal is a big rivalry for us, and San Jose State. Each one of them is going to give us a good run for our money. So So to make sure you don't miss how Coach Barrington and the Cardinal finish off Season 1, make sure you stick around. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button. They both do the same thing. And tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with the state-only challenge on Madden every single Tuesday, Thursday. We'll see you back here next time as we head once again on the road across the entire country to North Carolina.